Where do you get started in real estate? Well, I think it actually depends on who you are and where you're at. Some of you have never bought a home before. Some of you got some retirement funds and you want to figure out how to put them into real estate. And some of you got absolutely nothing, no money, nothing going on. And today I'm going to share solutions for all three of you. All right, let's get started with those of you out the gate that are saying, I don't know where to get started in real estate, but I have never bought before. If that's me, then I'm thinking this is the advice that's perfect for you. The first home you buy, you actually want to buy a home and a house. A home is a place that you live in, a house is an investment property. Let it actually double serve, and here's why. If you buy that house and you only live in it for a short time, guess what you can do? You can actually move out and turn it into an investment property. I highly recommend doing this. So for you to get that first house, what are you going to need? You're going to need a small list of some things. Number one, you're going to need a job that you can hold down for at least 2 years. Or if you're in college, when you graduate, the banks will count all of your years of working on your degree towards actually work history as long as you get a job in the same degree, in the same profession. So basically, 2 years of work history. The next thing that you're going to need is 3 credit cards. You actually need to show that you, for 2 years, have been responsible with 3 different revolving lines of credit. I don't care what the credit cards are. I don't care what their terms are. Get them and pay them off. Use them and pay them off. So if you're just using groceries, the reason why I want you to keep them paid off is you're not allowed to fall into a trap where you accidentally start thinking that the money on your credit card is money that you can spend. That's a no. And then the third and final thing that you're going to need is you're going to have to save up 3% for down payment. And if we're talking about a $100,000 to $200,000 house, we're talking $3,000 to $6,000. So I want you to figure out how to save up a small, modest amount of money. Now, what do you do if you have 2 years of work history, you got 2 years on 3 credit cards, and you've saved up 3% on a down payment for a home? Then what I want you to do is I want you to buy a home that'll make a fantastic investment, but totally meet your personal needs for what a home would be. What do I mean by that? I want you to get a discount. I want you to get a good deal on this home. I want you to buy it intelligently so that if in 12 or 24 months you move out, guess what? You could do the whole thing again. I mean, listen, if you're not too tied down and you're not bogged down by the moving thing, in another year or two, go buy another house, live in it, and then move on. Guess what? You've now got 2 investment properties and you came, $5,000 out of pocket on each one? And if you do it right, where you're making $50,000 or $100,000 gains in the next few years on these homes, dude, you have set yourself up pretty. Now, if you don't know how to do that, click the link in the description below and talk to my team and they'll walk you through how to do that. So that takes care of number one. For those of you that have some money, you've got retirement funds, you're saying, I want to get going in real estate, but I don't really know where to start. I got maybe some money in a 401k or an IRA or an annuity. Maybe you've been working on paying your house down or it's gone up in value, so you have some equity. If you have assets sitting anywhere across the board, then your specific game plan is to focus on putting 20% down payments on a fantastic investment property, okay? What you're doing here is you're shifting money from one asset and you're putting it simply into a different asset. And here's the intention. You want to shift your money from a low yield asset and put it into a high yield asset. So French economist J.B. Shea, he's known for saying that building wealth is just nothing more than moving from low yields to high yields. So in the game of real estate, listen, 401ks and IRAs, a lot of them are only doing 3 or 4%. Guess what inflation is? 3 to 4%. So guess what? You're like making nothing. Until you're making over 3%, you're really making nothing on your money. You got to figure out how to make 6%, 10%, 20%, 25%. Can you do that? If you have funds set aside in retirement and you want to know where to put them, then what you need to do is you need to go out there and find really good deals and put 20% down. So a house is worth $200,000 and you can buy it for $170,000 or maybe it has a good ROI. You're going to put 20% down, might be 30, 40 grand, and boom, you're the owner of that home and its cash flow and its growth and you're off to the races. Now, before I move on to the third category, for you, if you have some assets in 401k or IRA, you can either watch my videos and set up your own system, but I have a team that finds me the very best deals in the country, and we've got too many right now. So if you'd like to actually check out my inventory and see if you can get your hands on some, then also click the link in the description below and talk to my team about that conversation and say, hey, I've got some funds in 401k IRA. Kris said that he might have extra deals. What does that look like? Okay, third, you got no money whatsoever. This is my favorite category. If you got money, yeah, you can invest in real estate. First category, save up a small down payment. Yeah, you can get into real estate. But when you got nothing going on for you, you don't got the money, or maybe you've ruined your credit, or you don't have credit, or you haven't developed credit, you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to do category 1 or 2. I don't want to have to go work 10, 20 years at a job or 5 years and save up money. How do I do what you did, Kris? Like, how can I start investing right now? I say this time and time again, but I feel like I need to keep repeating it because it falls mostly on deaf ears. Real estate is not a function of how much money you have. It's not a function of your credit. It's a function of people and solving problems. So in the game of real estate, it's how do I provide value? How do I create solutions? And it does not take money to do that. What it does take is knowledge and know-how, and most importantly, courage to act. That has made me millions of dollars. Now I've got all this money, but guess what? I still can do as much real estate as I want, whether I'm using my own money or not. Why? Because of knowledge and because of courage. So I want you to just understand, first of all, whatever your financial situation, if stars aren't lining up for you and if you don't have a lot of resources going for you, I get that because I started poor, broke, deeply in debt, broken mindset with a low degree of confidence. I had enough courage to act on the information my mentor gave me. So if you've got no money and you want to know where to start, what you need to start with is a mentor. And a mentor, I want you to look in the community for an individual that has experience, first of all, having done lots of real estate deals without using money or credit. Those 2 criteria. Now they exist. You can actually, if you just get the word out there, go onto your social media and start asking around, you'll start finding people locally in your area that will meet that criteria because we're everywhere. And if you have trouble finding a mentor and you ask and you're thinking to yourself, man, I wish Kris could be my mentor. Well, I do that for some people, but only for action takers. So you could also click the link in the description below. And when you talk to my team, I want you to have a different conversation because this person is going to say, I want help finding a really good deal on the home I'm going to live in. And this person is going to say, well, I want to get amazing deals and transfer money from the wealth I've already created in my retirement plan. And for this individual, I got to find a mentor that can give me the knowledge that can help me get my start in real estate. That's what you need to focus on. So you just have those conversations with my team. They'll break down some of your different options, and the options might not work for you. They might not be good for you, and that's okay. You would need to know that because we're not good for everyone and everyone's not good for us. But more importantly, it's you taking action and doing something. What has created wealth for me over the years has just been the ability to put myself out there, and every day I take action, and every day I expect myself to be better than I was the day before. So whatever you do here at the end of this video, make sure that you take some kind of action. In fact, the smallest action that you could actually take is actually just subscribing and ring that bell, because then I can notify you every day the moment our video comes out so you can at least see what the topic is, and if it's going to serve you, watch that video and learn and get smarter. Getting smarter, learning and growing, that is a form of mentoring. And that, when you click that subscribe button, you're basically saying, Kris, help me understand more of your world on how you've created all of this wealth for yourself. Because remember, the hills are alive with the sound of real estate, and they are available to you and to me, regardless of where you're at. So friends, whether you have money, retirement funds, no money, young, just starting out, poor, rich, doesn't really matter. Real estate doesn't care. Real estate, however, can work entirely for your good. So subscribe, ring that bell. We'll see you on the next video.